Apart from Donald Trump's light bulb moment, my favourite other story this week was the one in which the climate protester in Melbourne, who'd copped a 21-day jail sentence for obstructing traffic on the Westgate Bridge in one of Extinction Rebellion's idiotic street protests, had her and her partner's appeal thrown out and her jail time tripled. Hooray for the courts actually starting to reflect the reasonable expectations of the public. You see, this protest put people's lives at risk. Here's how ABC News reported it 2 weeks ago.
The morning peak hour commute almost brought to a standstill as the climate change activists sent a signal.
We are asking the government and all levels of society to declare a climate and ecological emergency.
Hours of delays for motorists stretching back for many kilometres. Any sympathy for the cause was quickly drowned out by anger. After 2 hours, police used a cherry picker to remove the protesters, charging them with a range of offences. Two of the trio, Brad Homewood and Violet Coco, have a history of activism, detained on a number of occasions while protesting climate change. In 2022, Violet Coco was handed a prison sentence for a similar protest, blocking the Sydney Harbour Bridge.
It's worth disrupting a little bit of traffic to save humanity.
So Violet Coco got charged along with her friend Brad Homewood, then was let out on bail and was right back protesting again, which those champions of law and order and good citizenship over at Channel 10's The Project Nightly Woke Fest thought was just hilarious. Take it away, Rove.
Violet, you're out on bail for your last road stunt, but by the looks of things, you're straight back into it. Tell me why.
Well, we've got a planet to save.
Great, thanks for your time, Violet. No, but is this a tricky thing, though? Like, I would think you would not be allowed to be doing this, or do I not have the provisions of your bail down properly?
Well, the condition of my bail is not to unlawfully block a road. So because we have a right to protest, I can still march on the road or disco dance, as I will be later on tonight. As you can see behind me, they're practicing disco obedience. And yeah, I will be joining in because, you know, we need to be staying alive, which is the song that we'll be dancing to.
Oh, right, staying alive, get it? Yeah, oh, they're so clever, aren't they?
A police prosecutor did oppose your release. He said that, well, they said that your Westgate Bridge protest put lives at risk. Do you agree?
I think that we put as many safety measures as we could into our action planning, knowing that there were hospitals on both sides of the bridge.
Are you worried about going back to prison?
Yes.
What would stop you? What would prevent you, do you think?
If I had a report from a climate scientist saying that we had changed the trajectory and that we had a livable planet to continue on with for our kids, then I would stop protesting.
But you're prepared to go back?
I'm prepared to do whatever it takes to protect the livable planet, yes.
No, you don't get to do that, Ms. Coco, and you'll have to learn that you have every right to protest in a free society however you like, but not in a way that you choose, only in ways that don't block emergency services access to more than a dozen call-outs, which is what happened in Melbourne, and mean that mothers have to give birth on the side of the road, which is what happened in Melbourne, because they couldn't get to hospital. Yeah, that actually happened. Violet copped a 21-day jail sentence along with her partner Brad, and then tried to appeal that this week to get it reduced to just community service. The judge was having none of it, as 7 News reported.
Two Westgate Bridge protesters are facing extra time behind bars tonight after an appeal backfired on them. They've just been told their 21-day sentence will be doubled for the traffic chaos that caused a nightmare for emergency services, delaying more than a dozen calls for help.
Deanna Violet Coco came to court hoping to have her jail sentence overturned.
No peaceful protesters should see the inside of a prison cell.
Instead, a court doubled it. When she and her partner Brad Homewood blocked the Westgate Bridge, the traffic chaos held up 3 ambulances responding to emergencies. That included a couple forced to give birth beside the Western Ring Road.
So it was showing me like more than 1 hour to get to the hospital.
Channel 7 News there. Deanna and Brad will now spend 2 months in jail instead of 3 weeks. Bravo to that judge. Maybe they'd like to appeal again, perhaps.